Our first guest, Antonio Turner.
Our whole slogan here, be different. My level of motivation would just be consistent.
Mississippi State, Maryland, Iowa State, Florida, UMass, Ole Miss, The Ohio State University, now USF.
Guys know that I'm a high energy, high enthusiasm type of strength coach, and ultimately, those are the type of individuals that you want to surround yourself with. If you're going to be a dude, you've got to be three things. You've got to be seen, heard, and felt. Coach Hartline, number one, he's an elite human being. That's why I wanted to work for him. He's a great football coach. The dude knows ball. This is a place that's hungry for championships. They're investing, they have all the resources, and not just conference championships, but Power 4, national championships. That's coming from Rob Higgins himself. So if he's going to say it boldly and believe in it, we all got to say it boldly and believe in it.
Hey everyone, it's Joey Johnston for USF Athletics. We are about to embark on spring football. We've got an entirely new staff, a new roster. So we're going to spend most of the spring getting to know some of the guys who are going to be heavily involved in USF football. And our first guest is the head strength and conditioning coach, Antonio Turner. Coach AT. Coach, welcome to USF.
Yeah, welcome. It's good to be here. Finally moved down here from Columbus, so it's been exciting. Been here for about a month, but I'm excited to be here.
So, Coach, you're originally from the Pacific Northwest, Tacoma, Washington, to be exact. You migrated to Malone University to play baseball and football. What kind of athlete were you?
Was not a very big, not a very strong athlete at all. I was typically the smallest guy, but I typically just played hard. Played football, played baseball. Baseball was probably my first love, but stuck with football for all 4 years. But really, I think just kind of where, I became a strength coach was kind of just from all the intangibles and all the work ethic things that I sort of learned from my playing career growing up.
So you tore your ACL your senior year. Yeah. Did that naturally migrate you toward what's going on in the training room and who was helping you get better?
Yeah, so obviously, when you have a significant injury like an ACL, you lose, you're done playing football. So you got to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. And naturally, I loved being in the weight room. I wasn't the strongest guy in the weight room, but I loved being in the weight room and I loved training. And so naturally, that just kind of brought me to that whole profession because I was rehabbing with a guy who was a high school strength coach. And at that same time, I was interning at a private sector facility in Akron Green area of Ohio. So that kind of got me started. But then after that, I just basically wanted to figure out what collegiate strength conditioning looked like. So I went down to Mississippi State, interned there for the football season back in 2015, and the rest is history.
So Mississippi State, Maryland, Iowa State, Florida, UMass, Ole Miss, The Ohio State University, now USF.
That's right.
You're 32 years old. You've already worked at 8 Division I institutions.
Yeah.
So explain that journey.
Yeah, it's just kind of the landscape of college athletics. Anytime you're in the coaching profession, the number one you need to be prepared for is uncertainty and living in uncertainty. And so college coaches, they get hired, they get fired, their staff transitions. And so that's essentially been my career. We're at 3 years at the University of Maryland. There was a staff transition, went to Iowa State. There was another staff transition, went to Florida. I chose to leave the University of Florida and become the director of the University of Massachusetts. Then there was a staff transition, went to Ole Miss. And I got the opportunity to work at Ohio State and then now here. So it's just being a part of the ever-evolving, landscape of college athletics and how often coaches move around and things like that. They call it the coaching carousel. So
you could have been a guy that worked 10 years at one place and came to USF, but you've got all this varied experience in a lot of different conferences all over the country.
Yeah.
What's that added to your knowledge base, all these places you've been, all these people you work with?
Yeah, I could say the number one thing that I've probably learned in all the years is not necessarily the place that makes it great. Because working at Ohio State, working at Ole Miss, working at Florida, those are all name brand colleges and universities, but they would not be great places if the people inside the building weren't great people. So what makes all those places unique and what makes all those experiences unique is the people I've gotten to work for. People like Coach Mick Marotti, who is essentially what I consider the godfather of strength conditioning. I've learned so much from him in such a short span in 3 years. And then one of my main mentors, Nick Savage, worked for him at Florida, worked with him at Mississippi State, and then worked for him again at Ole Miss. So someone like him, getting to work with him and his whole staff, and then guys like Tanner Marr, who's now at UNLV, working with him at Florida. I've just had a bunch of experience, but the main thing is I've been around really high-quality human beings, and I think that sort of just developed my overall coaching philosophy and how I do things.
So when Brian Hartline got the job at USF, obviously he knew your work from Ohio State. It's not like he had to interview you fresh and find out who you were, what you were all about. Why do you think he hired you? What attracted him to you, in your opinion? What are you bringing to the table here?
Yeah, I think, well, first off, that there actually was an interview process. I didn't just outright have the job. So there was a couple other people that he was looking at. However, I do think like I said, this profession, it all goes back to people. So I got to watch Coach Hartline operate at an extremely high level for 3 straight years. Coach Hartline is an elite person. He's like, that's first and foremost, like why I choose a place is the people around him. So Coach Hartline, number one, he's an elite human being. That's why I wanted to work for him. Also, with that, he's a great football coach. Like, the dude knows ball. He loves being around football. He also loves what we do in the weight room from a training. Like, he played in the NFL. He loves working out. He loves training. Like, you'll see him. You come around here at 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock. Like, he's probably in here working out. And then, like, while we're training the guys, like, not only are we coaching them up, but he's probably coaching them up too, and probably going through the workout as well too. So, like, you work for a head coach that loves and invests in what you do. Like, that's someone you want to work for. So obviously he's good at his job. He's an elite recruiter. He's an elite football coach, but he's an elite human being. And like, those are the type of people that I want to surround myself with, is elite human beings.
So the fans are going to want to get to know Brian Hartline. What kind of head coach is he? What does he like? What doesn't he like? You've seen it close up. What do you think of the fit here? What kind of head coach is USF getting?
Yeah, you're going to get someone who operates at an extremely high standard. I think that's first and foremost. You're going to get someone who's going to recruit it at an elite level, but recruiting and acquiring talent is only a piece to the puzzle, because, like, him and I, we are pretty much in alignment in every way, shape, or fashion. So we're going to be an extremely talented team, but what makes this university different, like, that's his whole slogan, is be different. What makes us different is our work ethic and how we train and the standard at which we operate. So our effort, how tough we are, like, all those different things is what makes, Coach Hartline a really good head coach, and ultimately the things that we're going to be prioritizing here at South Florida.
You mentioned Mickey Mariotti, the guy you worked under at Ohio State. He worked under Urban Meyer at Florida years ago. Urban raved about him. What is it about him that makes him special, and what have you taken from Mickey Mariotti that you're going to bring here to USF?
Coach Mick is a master at operating under organized chaos. I've never been around another human being that has a plan for literally everything. If something goes awry, if something doesn't go to what seems like the plan, he's got a plan for that plan. Like, he is elite. Like, you put all the strength conditioning and the periodization and all that stuff aside, from a total program perspective, he's got a plan for everything. So from a cultural perspective, he's got a plan. From a leadership perspective, he's got a plan. For how to integrate your staff with the position coaches, he's literally has a plan for everything. Everything that you think a strength coach wouldn't be involved in, he's got a plan for. He literally, and it may not seem the most organized, but in his mind, it's organized. It may seem chaotic, but it's organized chaos. And Coach Mick thrives in organized chaos. He thrives in it. Like, most people get, they get the big eyes and they get all over the place when they see a chaotic environment. He loves chaos, and he thrives in it.
So when you get your USF athletes in the room at 5 a.m. or what time you guys are going, how you motivate these guys? What's your approach? What do you like in that room relating to these guys?
Yeah, I just try to be consistent. So, these guys have been around me for a month now, and guys know that I'm a high energy, high enthusiasm type of strength coach, and ultimately, like, those are the type of individuals that you want to surround yourself with. And so I just try to be consistent for them. I think we live in a world in 2026 where there's no consistency. One day you're one person and another day you're another person. And I think a lot of people operate out of emotions and feelings instead of standards and principles. So I just operate out of, like, who I am. Like, I don't try to deviate from something that I'm not. So my level of motivation would just be consistent. Like, be that person all the time. Like, that's what makes you different, is how you operate. So,
has anything changed in 15 years dealing with kids in a weight room, in a conditioning situation? As much as society has changed, is the weight room still the weight room?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, 45-pound plate's still a 45-pound plate. So the weight won't go up unless you move it. So, like, those things are true. I think college football is a little bit different. So obviously you got, like, NIL and things like that. But at the end of the day, like, my message to the kids is regardless of what college football looks like, there's still a level of effort and a level of training and a standard at which you train at in order to be successful. Like, those principles you can't get away from. Like, those are non-negotiable principles. So, like, hard work, That is a non-negotiable principle. Like if you won't work hard, you won't maximize your genetic potential. You'll have potential and you may not reach it. Like those principles, like all the guys know that the standard for them is to be the best in the country at what they do. They have to be. And if they're not, if they don't get there, it's probably because they're deviating from those principles of work ethic and toughness and all those different things. Not because they don't have those capabilities within them, because they do, but if they don't reach that, it's probably because of other related factors.
So as you work with these guys more and more here at USF, what qualities can they show you to really impress you? What are your favorite guys in the training room and the weight room? What qualities make you go, man, that's my guy?
Yeah, I think the number one quality that I look for is hard work. Like, again, I probably sound like a broken record, but I just want dudes who work hard. I don't care about stars. I don't care about talent. I don't care about NIL. I just care about who puts in the work. So in my opinion, like if you're going to be a dude, you've got to be three things. You've got to be seen, heard, and felt. So like seen, like people have to physically see you putting in the work. Like you have to. So you're the front. Like people see you putting in the work. Dudes are in the front. Fresh, like younger guys are in the back. Dudes, they're watching the dudes work. Second thing is you've got to be heard, right? So you got to be vocal, right? You have to be coaching other people, right? You have to bring people who aren't at the standard. You have to bring them along. And then the last one is felt, your presence, your energy, your aura, as the kids like to say, your aura, like all those things. Like you have to be seen, heard, and felt. Like people have to feel like the number one guy that I think about right now is a guy by the name of Brandon Ennis at the previous place we're at. Like every day you knew he was in the building, like every day. Like right now, the guy that I know every day is in the building is Wyatt Sullivan. You feel his presence. Pup Howard, you feel his presence. Like guys like that, when they walk into the weight room and they're ready to train and they're ready to work, you feel their energy and their presence. It's contagious.
Is it like when a guy walks on the field, you feel him? Same thing in the weight room?
Yeah, like when you walk on the field, like you can tell there's something different about that dude. Like our whole slogan here, be different. You could tell there's something different about that guy.
So mat drills.
Yeah.
They're starting.
Yeah.
We've heard about mat drills.
Yeah.
Maybe an old-fashioned concept to some.
Yeah.
How do you describe what they are for people that never seen a mat drill?
Yeah, mat drills, what is it? It is a program-defining moment. So I told the guys, like, you know, in the season, you know, you're going to play 16, 17 weeks of a football season, and there's going to be little moments throughout that season. You don't know when they come. You don't know what they are. You don't know what they look like, but they're going to come, and adversity is going to strike, right? And how you respond to those moments oftentimes dictates the outcome, right? That's what a mat drill is for us. It is, you don't know what it looks like. You don't know how it's going to look, but ultimately you've got to respond to it, and you have to win that moment. So that's what it is. Like, what does it have to do with football? It has everything to do with football. So, like, we train strength, speed, power, acceleration, all these different metrics. But what about the intangibles? What about the effort, the toughness? That's what we're exposing through mat drills. It's all the other little details that we sit here and we talk about. You need to be this, you need to be that, you need to be, you know, high energy, high, you know, effort guy. Like, that's what mat drills is. It's exposing the other areas that, like, maybe aren't on your, you know, force velocity curve and your programming and your periodization. That's what mat drills are.
So take us in that room. What's it look like? What's it feel like? What's it sound like
when
mat drills are going?
Without giving away too much now, there's a couple of different stations. Some are competitive. Some are winners. Some are loser. But I would say that the main thing is, like, everything that the guys do that they get graded on. Like there's coaches at every station, not just strength coaches, but position coaches. So this is like I said, it's a program-defining moment. So like the coaches, like program-defining moment for their roles. So they've got to coach their station, like even the strength coaches, even the position coaches at that station. They have to coach that station as hard as they possibly can. There's people recording them, just like there's referees in a game. There's people recording winners, losers, loaves, penalties, all that stuff. Like everything gets graded. And so we try to make it as competitive and as fun as possible, but at the same time, like hard work and effort is the number one thing that we look for out of mat drills, number one.
What's the philosophy these kids are going to learn after mat drills? Is it bringing out the best in me?
Yeah.
What are they going to learn about what they're going through here?
Yeah, I think ultimately the lesson that's learned is when your best is needed, did you give your best? Ultimately, like, that's the message. Like, that's the big picture takeaway, is when my team needs me the most, did I actually give my best? Because you're going to go 60 minutes of a football game, and that's the big picture takeaway. Like, football is 60 minutes, and my team needs me, and they're counting on me. Did I give my best? Did I give everything that I have? And that's the same big picture takeaway with a mat drill. Like, the lights are going to be bright. There's going to be people watching them. You're going to get scored. You're going to get graded. There's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. Just like in football. Did I give my best? Did I give my best? No one cares about all the other, talent, all the other stuff. No one cares. Did I give my best?
Sounds like you're a guy who has great attention to detail, not only through mat drills, but through everything. How would you describe the way you look at the little things and everything you do and how you make them into big things?
Yeah, I just try to look at, like you said, every little detail is possible. Like, I just know about myself, like I'm not, I mean, my assistants always laugh at me. They always tell me I say the same thing every day, but because it's true. Like, the things that I say is I'm not very smart. I'm a black and white thinker, and I call a spade a spade. Like, that's how I am. And so for me, I try to make things as crystal clear as possible. So what do? Like, maybe I have great attention to detail. Maybe I'm not, but like, one thing that I know that I'm going to be is extremely prepared. Like, we meet as a staff often. We go over the workout, we go over the training, we go over modifications. We talk about every square inch of this program that we can possibly think about every day. And so for these guys, they need to be thinking about their preparation with football in a similar manner. Like, what can I do to steal an inch and get better? Is there, a place that maybe I didn't get down in a football position correctly, and maybe I lost a rep, or maybe I didn't go as hard as I could on that rep, and that's why I lost. Like, I don't know what it is, but within that game, within the moment, like, what was it where I lost the rep, or maybe that was why I won, and then I continue to hammer on those things.
So you're coming after 3 years at the Ohio State University, a national championship program. Now you're at USF. As you look around this place, what do you see in terms of resources, in terms of potential, in terms of what you stepped into here?
Yeah, I see a place that is thriving for, just like Rob Higgins said yesterday, they're thriving to win championships. And we're not going to say that. We're not going to shy away from that. We're going to speak that very boldly. This is a place that is hungry to win. They're investing. They have all the resources. We have opportunity to do it. There's going to be a stadium brought on campus coming up this next offseason. So this is a place that's hungry for championships, and not just conference championships, right? And not just American conference championships, but Power 4 conference championships, and then national championships. I mean, that's coming from Rob Higgins himself. So if he's going to say it boldly and believe in it, like, we all got to say it boldly and believe in it. So I think that's the type of place that we have. I think that's the type of people that Coach Hartline has brought in, people that have seen it, they've done it, they've been around it, they know what it looks like. And so that's the place that what we're trying to get this place to be. And so I think we've, brought in a great staff of high quality human beings that can do that.
Final thing, Coach, we hear it said all the time, this time of year, the strength coach knows these guys better than anyone, has as much time with the players. You're putting in work that you hope will sprout later on in the season. So when we're in the middle of November in a tight game at a crucial situation and something goes our way, USF's way, do you take a lot of pride in that, knowing that maybe you helped plant the seed back in the day that a kid learned how to deal with adversity?
No, I don't. I mean, that's not my work. That's all the kids' work. I mean, I'm not going to be the one to take credit for a kid's hard work, or that's just how I was raised. And so that's all their hard work and what they've done for themselves. Selfishly, like, I want these guys to succeed. Like, that's my motivation, is I want them to succeed. So my job is just to give them every opportunity and to teach them the way in which they need to succeed. And when they go out and do it, I'm going to celebrate them. I'm not going to celebrate myself. I'm going to celebrate them. So I guess that's it, yeah.
Coach, thanks a lot. We're glad you're here at USF. We can't wait to see what the fall will look like, but we'll be interested in what the spring looks like. So
awesome.
Thanks for being here with us. That's Coach AT, Antonio Turner. We're going to have much more throughout the spring, learning our coaches and players and telling you about what the new faces are in USF football. Stay tuned for much more. Thanks for being with us today.